How's it going, guys? I just wanted to make this quick video to explain the forward engineering process in MySQL. So we'll be using the MySQL Workbench, and I hope all of you have installed the MySQL Workbench on your Windows machine or Mac. If not, I have left the video link in my description. You can watch that video and then come back to this video. And coming to the forward engineering, if you are not familiar with the forward engineering, it is nothing but to export your database schema to a SQL script. And this takes place in the model part of the MySQL Workbench, where you model the database using the tables, many-to-many or many-to-one, all those kinds of relationship, and then forward engineer it to the SQL script. Now, schema is nothing but a blueprint of the database. So it is a formal language supported by the database management system, where you refer to the organization of the data in form of a blueprint chart. Now that is your schema. And when you forward engineer that, it becomes a SQL script. So this is basically the forward engineering process. Now coming to the process, this video we will be taking example of the IMDb database. I know the IMDb database is quite big, so we'll be taking a small part of the database and try to forward engineer it. And here, as you can see, there are multiple tables like movies, title genres, TV shows, TV episodes, etc. So we will be using only 3 tables for this, because I want to make this video quite short and explain you how to forward engineer the database. So stick till the end of this video and you will understand all the basics and all the advanced level forward engineering processes. And let's get started. Now if you have installed the MySQL Workbench properly, you can see the MySQL connections right here, and if not, you can go ahead and click this and set up a new connection having the standard TCP IP address and on the port, some different port. But right now I have hosted it on 3306, my local instance, so I'll just click this and I'll be taken to the query editor. Yeah, now here you just have to go to the file and click the new model. Now by default you will be welcomed with this page, and you can see the database name as MyDB, but you have to double click this and you can change this name to something like IMDb movies, because we are working on the IMDb movies. And you have to choose the UTF-8 standard character, and yeah, that's it. Just hit enter and your database name is changed. Yep. Is to add a diagram to it, so you have to just double click the add diagram, and you can see the ERR or EER diagram chart. Now ERD basically stands for entity relationship diagram. So here you can see there's an option to place the table. Just click this and click it on the graph. Now you can see the new table placed right here, and you can extend this such that you have a clear view, and now you can start editing the table. Now let me just show you quickly what your end result will look like. It is nothing but 3 tables: movies, movie directors, and movies, directors, stars, and genres. Now if you look at this table carefully, I am only using the many-to-many relationship, because many movies can have many directors and many directors may have the many movies. Same way applies to the stars also. Many stars can have many movies and many movies can have many stars. And genres, again, many movies can have many genres, in case thriller, comedy, romance, action. These are some examples. And again, many genres can have many movies. So this is having the many-to-many relationship. That's why the ERD looks like this. Now this is your end product, and we will just create the exact same. Now very quickly, I just want to change this name, because our first table will be movies. So you have to change the table name to movies and hit enter, and you can see the table has been renamed. Okay, now let's start with the column names, and your first column will be nothing but the ID, and this will be of the type integer, and by default this will be your primary key, so primary key always will be not null. Moving on to the next column, it will be title, and title will also be not null, and title will also be unique, because the movie title has to be unique. You cannot have the same movie names. So that is why I have clicked the UQ, that stands for unique index, and again it is not null. Then next thing is year, the year of release. So let's just put year, and I'm gonna change the data type later. I'm just creating all the columns first. Then you need image URL because the poster will have some link. So that's your image URL. Again, hit enter, and your next column will be certificate. Yes, certificate. Again, hit enter, and runtime, the box office runtime. So again, hit enter. Then IMDb rating. This is the important one. And then you need the description, a short description for the movie. Then you need the metascore, how it has performed, like in Rotten Tomato or critic review. So that will be your metascore. Then you need the votes by the users or the subscribers. So that will be votes, and then gross. And this is basically the overall budget or anything you want to put here. So that's your gross. Now our table is ready, as you can see. In case you want to see all the columns, you can just extend it like this. Yeah, now that's your table movies. Now we have to change the data types. Let's just scroll up. Now the title has to be varchar, and 45 won't be enough, so we will change it to something like 80. And again, I don't want any not null values, so I'll just click not null. Year has to be int, so int, and varchar, your image URL is quite big, so varchar 45 won't be enough. Let's change it to 255. Same way for certificate, change it to 255. Runtime again has to be in int. IMDb rating is always float, because you can have 9.8 or 7.2, something like that. And your description has to be text, and this will allow you to paste a big description from a doc file. Now metascore, again, metascore has to be int, and your votes and gross same way, int. And you can see the live changes made to the table right here. So int, varchar, and other changes are done. And if you can see the golden icon, that's nothing but, if I zoom in, that's your primary key, and the not null value is the title, which is also the unique key. And rest all are again, you can have null values, it depends. Okay, so this is your ERD, and you can just navigate using the rectangle right here in case your ERD is too big. Okay, moving on to the next table. Now I'm just going to close this, and again choose a new table, place it right here, double click, and this table will be directors this time. And that is it. And for directors you need columns. Again, you need the ID, which will be int, and this ID this time I want AI, which stands for auto increment. I don't want to define some random values. Let the MySQL table handle this. And then I want the name of the director, which has to be unique. Yes, so varchar, let's just change it to 100, and this has to be unique and not null. And the last thing I want is about the director. So about will again be not null, and that is it. So this is done. Your director table is done. Moving on to the next table. Let me just close this. Again, place a new table. Rename this table to stars. Rename it to stars. And again, I need the ID, which will be primary and not null. Also auto increment this. Then I need the name. Again, change varchar to 100. That should be enough. And this name also has to be not null as well as unique value. And the last one will be about the actor. and this you can put it as text. And let me just remove this last one. Yep. And in the about section, let's just make it not null. Great. So that's your star and director table ready. Directors also, I need the about to be text, not varchar. Let me just change that and delete this last one. Yeah, that is it. And moving on to the next table, we need the table for the genre. Let me just change it to genre. Now it has been renamed, so we will again need the ID, which will be primary, not null, as well as auto increment. And then we need the name only, and name, let it be varchar 45, and this will be not null and unique. And that is it. Now that we are done with the 4 tables, the next step is quite simple. It is to define the relationship between the tables. And relationship is nothing but the property which links 2 tables. Now for this we will be using the many-to-many relationship, as I have explained in the first part of the video. So you have to choose the n:2m, which is many-to-many, click on the movies table and then click on the directors table, and that is it. You can see the movie has directors is a many-to-many relationship which is created. And then same way you have to apply it to movies and stars, which will give you movie has stars, and then at last movies and genres. Now you'll have the many-to-many for genres. Now you have created the many-to-many relationship between the movies and between the stars, directors and genres respectively. Now since this is the relationship, you can double click on this and go ahead and change it. So I'll just change it to movie directors. Same way for movie stars, just remove the has and then movie stars, and again double click on the last one and change it to movie genres, and I'll close this. Now you can see it looks better. You can position it properly, and there you go, your relationship has been defined. And this simply means movies can have many directors, and again many directors can have movies. And again for the star, many stars can have many movies, and many movies can have many stars in it. And same way applies to the genre. Genres can have many movies, and many movies can have many genres. So I think that is a very easy way to explain the ERD. And the next step is very simple. You have just to click the database, and here you can see the 2 options, reverse engineer and forward engineer. I'll make another video for the reverse engineer, and for now we are using the forward engineer, which is the fancy way of saying I want to create a database out of the ERD. So nothing you have to change. You have the port and the root localhost. You just have to click next and don't touch anything here. And here you can see total 7 objects, and you have selected 7. That is it. You don't have to export any SQL views because we haven't created any views. We just need the tables. So I'll just choose the export MySQL table objects and then again click next. And this is your MySQL script. As I have explained in the previous part, forward engineering basically stands for moving from ERD to the MySQL script. Now here you can see the MySQL script, which is again creating each table, defining the primary key and the unique key, and it goes on. So that is your script, and then we click next. Again, you don't have to do anything, it will automatically do it for you. So forward engineer finished successfully, and just close it. And again, when I go to my local instance and do a refresh on this, there you go. Below the company you can see the IMDb movies. Now when I click the IMDb movies and go to the tables, you have directors, genres, movies, stars, and the relationship between those. So that is the forward engineering process. And when you need to enter some values, you can just click the movies table. Inside movies you can see all the columns we have created in the ERD, which is ID, title, name, URL. Same thing, you can see ID, title, name, URL. And here you can make changes to the script, add your values, and you're ready to go. So that was the forward engineering process in MySQL. Feel free to leave your doubts in the comment section, and the next video will be about how to reverse engineer a database. So that was all for this video now, and thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.